working on a small boat, little 21-foot ski nautique. And we were contacted because the customer wanted to know if we thought that waxing it would help improve his overall retail price. I'm thinking that the answer is yes. That being said, because I do this all day long, I know the difference between a boat that's been waxed and one that hasn't. And to me, a boat that's been waxed on the retail market, resale market, should look as if it was taken care of. And if it wasn't, then you shouldn't be paying full retail. So for the rest of the day, rest of this afternoon, I'll be using a combination of any one of these 4 compounds. I will also be using these 2 buffers. These are the DeWalt DWP-849X. Absolutely outstanding. So, here's the gel coat. We'll be cleaning this up. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky getting inside these lines because they're small and the buffer pad's big, but I think I can figure it out. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is generally we use a floor jack to raise the boat up a little bit to get beyond these fenders. In this location, I do not have access to a floor jack. So the customer's okay with the fact that I'm not going to be able to hit that. This is also going to be something that I'm going to have to focus on and pay a little bit of attention to. Probably be taping all this sea decking off so that I can actually compound the gel coat in between it. Not really looking forward to taking on this boat today. Not because I can't handle it, it's just that I've had about 2 beers and lunch was really good. I don't see the point in busting my ass for this thing, but I do think it's important to show you what we're doing. So I'm going to set up the camera to do a little time lapse, and maybe you can see what we do and how we do it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw those down in the comment section or the question section. And in the meantime, I'll get going. So first things first, I'm going to start on the hull. And what I should do is fix his stupid hull registration so it doesn't look so bad. But I think what I'll do is I'll set up the camera and I'll start working on this side here since it's in the sun. And I'll start in the back and work my way forward. So I'll set the camera right about here, put it on time lapse, and you guys can watch what I do. Okay, so I've taken the opportunity to swap the pad out. So on the other side is what we were using before, and with that I was using a rather aggressive compound, something fairly gritty. So now we've switched to a nice soft clean side, and what we'll be doing now is, while we were cutting with something kind of heavy and gritty, we were leaving little minuscule swirl marks in the surface. So I'm going to make it so you can see this. So there's a little bit of residue on the surface. If I go like that, you can see it. So what I like to do is, after I've done my compounding, I like to see if I can wipe that off and look at the reflection of the sun. And if I can see it and it looks fairly clean and sharp, and I'm pretty good. So I'm not quite where I want to be just yet, but that's why I've got other compounds. So what we're going to do now is retouch the blue with a lighter compound. This one has no grit whatsoever. This is 3M's Perfected rubbing compound number 1. Now they sell a number 2 and a number 3. I think it's completely useless to shoot for those. We use the number 1 and get amazing results first time every time, so not sure why 3M wants you to buy all of them, except for money, 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 money. All right, so I'm gonna put you back over in a stationary position. I'll hit it one more time with compound just on the blue stripe, and then as soon as I like what I see, we're gonna work on the white, both above and below the gunnel or the rub rail, whichever you prefer. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's give you a recap of what it looked like before, just so you have some indication. So there's the level of oxidation on this particular boat. There's a text message, not that you care. So, there we go. Alright, so let's go around the other side and see if we've made any sort of significant difference. I think we have, but you never can tell. So you might be asking yourself, Lee, why didn't you wet sand? Why didn't you start with a palm sander or something like that? I don't really see the point. I mean, why would I? It looks pretty good, and if we get in direct sunlight, it doesn't look all that bad. So let me go up. I don't know if you can see that. It might be a little bright, but anyway, it doesn't look that bad. So we're gonna work on the white now, and by the white, what I'm going to do, since it's a little bit dull, it's not really, it's got a gloss to it. What I'm going to do is use a combination of cleaner waxes and polishes to come up with something that'll approximate a fairly decent, almost like a two-step or like a cut and polish. And I'm not going to do the whole boat. This customer actually only wanted us to do the blue stripe. It's just, professional pride, I can't. So we're going to do the entire hull. But part of that is, now I'm looking at the top side going, damn, I can't do just the hull. I got to do the top side too. So whether he pays for it or not, I'm doing it because I'm not going to send out work that looks like crap. So after we get all that done, I'm going to come back over here and repeat the process. I probably won't videotape that, and it'll probably be rather dark. I'll probably stay here until about 7 or 8 tonight. But now you have kind of an idea of what I do. When I get back to the swim step area, I think that I will do another little expose on what we do for intricate stuff like this. I'm not looking forward to it, honestly, considering that I'm doing this mostly out of charity and pride, but you do what you do, Everybody's got to be happy with what they do at the end of the day. So this is what it is to make me happy at the end of the day. So what you're going to see is me applying a polish or product or something or other to this, and this. And you'll also see me put a different polish on this part, and I'll apply it in a little bit different way. And the reason I'm doing that is because the gel coat was so oxidized for so long that it's dry, and it really needs some I just call it oil. It just needs oil. So with the oil, the color transfers a lot better, and you get that deep color. The oil also fills the pores and keeps dirt and contaminants from filling up the pores. So part of our job is to make dirt not have a place to land. So anyway, let's get back to this and see if we can't make more of a impression on the boat. All right? Okie doke. So once again, just to show you in this light, now that we've got here, I'll give you a little shade. So this is what we got to play with. And if you're keeping track, actually I used a little bit of the 67. I used none of the 91. There's not really a big enough section on this boat to fully utilize 91. 91 needs a large flat section. But it is amazing if you have a large flat section, so keep that in mind. All right, so let's see how we did here. So you're looking at a fairly oblique angle, so it's, you know, it's gonna look good no matter what. But maybe we can get some decent shots off the hull here. I don't think that I have a flashlight, so I'm not going to be able to show you what this looks like. But you can see, I mean, it's got a nice shine. I think Barry Bearhoff of Surehold Products says if you can hold the camera at a 45-degree angle and read the top part of the label, he says you're doing good. So I'm thinking we're at a 45-degree angle, and if you had a bottle on that teak platform over there, you'd probably be able to see it and read it. So I think that's what he's talking about. Some of the detail work, I use a little Sonicare. It just cleans up some of the extra wax and compound that gets caught in the trim, loosens it up, and then you can just wipe it away. And these things are cheap. Nobody uses them anyway. So now I think I'm going to work on the swim step, or no, let's keep this going. I'll finish up the hull. So this is what it looks like. We've got a little bit of sun left over, so hopefully, if things go right, I'll have this done before it gets dark. And you guys will have a chance to see what it all looks like when we're done. All right, so give me a minute. Whoa! All right, so I think we've been here about 1, 2, 3.5 hours. And again, the owner only wanted me to do the hull. So I did the hull. The hull's been done and it looks great. Looks really good. Oh, hey, the sun's kind of peeking through underneath these boats over here, so maybe we can see what it looks like. Maybe not. Anyway, look, he just wanted to make it prettier. I think you can agree that it is definitely prettier. The color's back, it's got a nice shine to it. And if he sells this thing in the next 6 to 8 months, he should get quite a bit more money out of it on the retail market. So, or I should say resale market.